Welcome to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. We are in Portland, Oregon, where the best climbers in the country have come to compete for a spot on the national team. We're coming to you from Portland Rock Gym Beaverton, so if you're in the area, come and check it out. I'm Megan Martin, joined here by one of the route setters of this competition, Moy Corbett. Moy, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we are so excited to get the competition going soon, but we're going to go to a 1-minute commercial break really quick.
When it's green,
Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. Want to take a quick moment to thank our wonderful sponsors of the event, Intermountain Health, the North Face, Kodiak, True Blue, Waltopia, and Yeti. And also thank our official climbing hold partners of USA Climbing, 360 Holds, Artline, Blocks, Blue Pill, Cheetah, EP Climbing, Expression Holds, Flat Hold, Rock City, Simple, Squadra, Super, Technic, and Vezi. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Round 2 of the Boulder competition here at National Team Trials. It's a little different this time around. So with a normal semifinal round of competition, you would see 4 boulders, but the athletes in round 2 of this competition are going to be climbing 5 boulder problems. So 5 boulder problems for the men and 5 for the women, 5 minutes of climbing for each of them on those boulders with their normal transition times and whatnot. And then in addition to that, this competition in general is a little different than what we've seen in the past. So all of the athletes competing here are going to be competing in every round of competition. For our broadcast, we will be showing you the top 15 from yesterday's competition, including those ranking points as well from Yeti Climbing Nationals and then any other ranking points they have from the World Cup circuit in the previous year. So let's take a look at the start list to see who those 15 athletes you will be seeing on our broadcast are. So Declan Osgood right now in that 15th position, so he will be coming out first, reverse order, like you would normally see in a round of competition. And you will be ending in the broadcast with Colin Duffy. Special note here, Colin Duffy is pre-selected already to the national team. So he's competing, but he's already on the team. So we'll be taking 4 men in addition to Colin onto the national team after round 3 of competition tonight. And now let's look at that women's start list. So we will be starting with Lucy Duncan, who's in that 15th position right now, and we'll be ending the broadcast with Melina Costanza, who is qualified in first at the moment. So the rest of the athletes will be climbing later, and the competition will continue smoothly. So you can check the USA Climbing scores to keep up with that, but always note that after the round of competition is over, they then have to go back and add in the ranking points, and that will create our start list for round 3 later tonight. But you can be keeping up. Just know that there are more things moving in the background than what's going to meet the eye on the live scoring for a bit. So first round of competition was extremely exciting. Oh, also, really quickly, Annie Sanders is pre-selected for the women. She's not here competing because she's already on the national team. So we're going to also be taking 4 to add to the team with Annie Sanders. But round 1 of competition was super exciting, very hard boulders. How did you think it all played out?
Yeah, I mean, before a competition, you're always just like pretty nervous. And you're just like, well, I hope everything works out. But I think everything turned out okay. With the running order being how it was, where the athletes that qualified first come out first, they're the ones that will perform the best. You kind of get nervous. You're like, oh, man.
Yeah, because it was a low topping round, that's for sure.
So you have to remind yourself that it's okay. It's like, even if some athletes are flashing things, or I guess, getting things like first, second attempt, it's okay. It's like the rest of the field will hopefully be okay, and then we'll get the separation we need. And yeah, it kind of worked out. It was a bit of a tougher round, but I think that's okay.
Yeah,
What we
and
were
I
going
mean
for.
that, yeah, exactly. And that's been kind of like the theme of this competition specifically, especially with everyone competing in all of the rounds. The goal is to be training them so that they're prepared for if and when they make the national team, or even if they're close, they might even get some spots to compete in at the World Cup a little bit. So it's good for everybody to have that experience and to be on boulders that are really hard and have to be able to keep it together for the next round. And also, the other day we were talking too about people who haven't had to compete in all 3 rounds a lot. This is like a good trainer to see what it's like from a physical standpoint, from a skin standpoint, from a mental standpoint, to have to like be on in each round.
Yeah, definitely. It is a. It was a little challenging from the setting side, having all 30 athletes compete in all 3 rounds. But like you're saying, I think it is good. Kind of does give a better feel for, I don't know, just like endurance for competing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And also to see like how those boulders affect all 30 athletes, right?
Yeah.
Like you know how it affects the top athletes, but to see how it affects all 30. I think it's good learning from everybody. It's good information.
Yeah, it is a lot of good information. And it's something new, so.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to get to that climbing soon, but we're going to have one more commercial break.
For me, motivation comes from the chance to go faster and faster. I find speed pretty addicting.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do. Proud sponsor of USA Climbing.
Out here, we play different. We don't play with whistles or referees. We play with adrenaline and euphoria. We play a roughhouse with failure. We don't play games out here.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. We're getting ready to go with the round 2 of the boulder competition for the men and the women momentarily. But if you did not get a chance to catch our live streams the other day, go back and rewatch those replays and check out who made the national team for both the men and the women in speed and lead. And we are off with our first 2 athletes. On the left for the women, Lucy Duncan, and on the right, Declan Osgood on their first attempts of men's 1 and women's 1. This gym here, Portland Rock Gym Beaverton, the wall it's a lot of running to the end of the wall. Luckily, these athletes are starting at the part of the wall that's closest to the warm-up area, but where the last boulders are is very far away. So as we get into this round of competition, we're definitely going to see some athletes having to run for their lives a little bit to get to the boulders and start climbing. Already showing some challenges on the start of women's number 1. I mean, when I came out and looked at it, I was like, ooh, what's that? I literally walked out of the warm-up area. I was like, ah, gross, nice. Like, little off-balance starts, some holds that are not as good as you want them to be as you're trying to make your way into that 10 zone. See if Lucy can figure it out. That's an interesting method. I'm not sure. Was that the intended method there?
We were hoping that the athletes would, so you have that right heel, that starting position, as Lucy is doing, and then you kind of end up working your hands.
Yeah, on the other holds up there.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. But going
Yeah.
into that volume, it didn't look like a terrible idea. Definitely
Yeah.
something that could possibly work, but looks like she's already
Mm-hmm.
going back to more of the intended beta as Declan is also trying to get off the start here. It's really aggressive pinch move right off the bat. Looks like he's got a better attempt going here, but oof. You know, the athletes we're talking to, we are in the Pacific Northwest, so it's a little humid here. I
Yeah.
walked by and Hugo Hoyer was talking about how at the end of the round yesterday, he was just like drenched in sweat because of the humidity and it was kind of warm yesterday, warmer than it is today actually. So
Yeah.
conditions.
Yeah, conditions, and also just the climbing area, having those tarps up there. Circulation's not as good, especially not having any of the doors open.
Yeah.
The air, and then the more people that are in the building and more people start climbing, it's just more and more humid.
Exactly. So a little bit of that as far as dealing with what's going on with the holds a bit, but 2 minutes and 20 seconds left for both Lucy and Declan. You can't see Declan on the screen right now. I really appreciate the way Lucy is. She's sticking to an idea for a few attempts and then kind of switching it up to something else. I feel like that's a really nice balance of, you know, still being creative but not getting too stuck in one box. And I think especially for her, she's only 16 years old. Yeti Climbing Nationals was her first elite competition where she placed 18th. So yes, a lot of experience on the youth side. She was national champion in 2025 for youth, but to be coming out onto this stage and really doing a good job of, you know, using her attempts to her advantage and trying to figure things out in a way that we maybe see from athletes that have been at this level for a long time. It's cool to see her at this young age be able to make those decisions.
Yeah, it's definitely good practice for her as she continues to compete. And I feel like the more competition experience you have, the better decisions you're able to make while competing.
Most definitely. But I will say, like, on the younger side in general, it is easier to get stuck into trying the same thing over and over or never committing to something.
Sure.
Just because, you know, with age comes wisdom.
Yeah.
So impressive for sure. Declan's still kind of struggling on this other.
This first section after the pinch.
It's funny because, like, the pinch is bad, right? But
Yeah.
I think the body position and the feet are also really bad. And so it's like even when you can get on the pinch, you have to make a quick decision with your feet. And it's just a little harder than, honestly, it's a little harder than it looks from the ground.
Yeah.
Lucy going back to this method with the volume, see if she can make it happen. Oh, that was close.
She used more of those starting, or the holds that are above the start.
Which helped her get into it a little bit more.
And you're like riding the heel a lot longer.
She's going to have 10 more seconds to hopefully find her way to a zone. The only points you are awarded are if you get to the zone or to the top. But we're going to go to a 1-minute break and be back with more climbing. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. We are back with our next two athletes. For the women, Silver Ray Sanders on the left of your screen, and for the men, Cruz Padilla on the right, already starting their first couple of attempts. Our first look at someone touching the zone hold for the men there. Cruz getting into the men's boulder pretty nicely, is getting an idea of what he needs to do, but grabbing that zone hold is not going to be easy, that's for sure. So it's like 2 pinches in a row. Because that number 10 zone is like a jug, but it's backwards. So now it's not a jug, right?
Yes.
So, and Silver Ray was able to get into that 10. I believe they should have given her, the judges should have given her the 10 for that, the way she was moving on
hopefully.
it. So again, our first look at some movement here on the men's and women's number 1 boulders, which have already proved to be really difficult. Cruz Padilla, you will have also seen him in the lead competition this week. He was 9th, and he was 10th at Nationals a couple of weeks ago in the boulder discipline. As Silver Ray is back onto the wall. Really good method that she's figured out. Oof.
Yeah, she's riding the
slip
heel
there.
a little bit longer too, which helps her get her hips over.
Yeah, and I feel like you can see it on the screen, but those white pinch holds that they're on are dual text, so the one side is slippery, the other side has texture. You can kind of see the light glaring off of the slippery side. And also, even the 10 zone is also dual text. Not as obvious, though, on the screen.
Yeah.
Can't really see much.
Yeah, those holds are made to do that too.
Yep, which is like somewhat made to not confuse the athletes, but they know
Yeah.
that they need to go with some sort of caution to those holds usually, because they know that there is a part of it that's dual text that's not, or that's slippery, that's not as obvious. Silver Ray back on the wall. Oof.
I wonder if so she goes to the bottom side of this volume, or this like black feature, and I think she's going out too early, because then she's so loaded,
Yeah.
and for her to bump her left-handed, it like ends up pushing her out of the wall. I think that, yeah, she goes too early.
And I almost think she must have done something different on that earlier attempt and maybe just forgot what that subtle difference was. And I mean, I don't remember exactly what it was either. So she just needs to kind of find it again, because she was in a better position on the 10 earlier. Which that is one of the things about competition climbing that I find to be frustrating. Sometimes you can do something right away and it felt easy,
Yeah.
and you just weren't paying enough attention to exactly what you did. And it's always a subtle thing, and then you can forget and spend time trying to remember how you got there. That's probably one of the most frustrating things in an on-site competition that
Yeah.
I think can happen.
When you're trying your hardest, your first attempt, it's like everything's open.
Yeah, and you
Right.
kind of get it. You kind of black out a little
Yeah.
bit sometimes, and it's like, then you're like, oh, cool. Let me just get back up there, and you're like, wait,
What did I do?
how do I get back up there? Cruz kind of struggling too now. He was, had his hand on the 10 a few times, and now is struggling to get back up into that position where we saw him earlier. Just about 40 seconds for both athletes. They have 5 minutes of climbing. And again, athletes have not seen these boulders. There is no preview for this round of competition, so they're coming out, having to see them for the first time. There goes Silver Ray getting back to where we saw her earlier. Let's see if she can, little slip, but
She did work her hands all the way up.
yeah, it looks like she is going to try it one more time. I think that's a good idea, because if she can, she's changed her mind now. She was chalking and thinking a little too long. Cruz is also going to decide to take the rest of his time to rest before they will be out on their second boulders in a few minutes. But we'll be going to our next 2 new athletes onto men's 1 and women's 1, and we should be able to see our first 2 athletes out on their second boulder momentarily. And just like yesterday's round, this round is off to a difficult start.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
is
I
the
think,
goal.
Yeah, I think the goal is for all 3 rounds to just be like,
Hard.
yeah, pedal to the floor type thing.
I mean, it makes sense, especially from a training standpoint.
Yeah.
And giving the athletes a little bit of what they're going to see if they get a chance to compete on the World Cup circuit. Charlie Barron on the right, Quinn Mason on the left. Just taking a second to brush. Very familiar athletes to the broadcast. Quinn was 16th a couple weeks ago at Boulder Nationals, and Charlie was 9th, as Declan Osgood is already making moves on men's number 2.
And then we have Lucy Duncan on women's 2.
Yep, but she's just out of frame right now. She's
Yeah.
probably chalking up, but she'll be in that overhang next to Charlie. There she is. Lots of nice angles at this gym, too. I feel like it's really helpful for being able to really give the athletes a lot of diversity with the climbing. Good effort there from Lucy, right on that crimp. Charlie, oof. Yeah, even the start for this men's number 1 is really tricky.
Yeah, those holds aren't good.
Yeah, they're not. Kind of shallow.
Yeah.
Depends on how much you like a toe hook, too. I personally struggle with toe hooks. But Lucy, we're to the left of Declan. You can see setting up for that jump again as Declan is slowly moving into almost an area where he's getting some points on the board. Quinn Mason trying to suss out the beginning of women's number 1. Looking like she's in a pretty stable position right now. Gosh, leg just shaking. You can tell how much tension she's having to use. Wow, really nice. Oof.
This 10 hold is pretty slopey. And so, I think the way that Quinn just did it, she was like pinching her legs, and I think that's what kept her, or that and like her left hand underneath is what kept her on the wall. And I think in that position, it would be really hard to just go up from there. I think she would need to get her feet out left to hopefully press up over it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, kind of more like we saw Silveray, like pushing on it, not getting so much.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
not like holding onto it. We just got to see Lucy Duncan get up into the 10 there, kind of slipped off, but has plenty of time to get back up there. Our first kind of like pure power boulder here of the round for the women, I would say. Nice steep angle. Quinn taking a few moments to brush as we see Declan. Ooh. It looked like he was trying to go straight. It's hard to say. Yeah, I guess no, he's doing it right, sorry. We just didn't get to see him go through the zone.
Oh, nice. It looks like Lucy's stuck.
Yep, stuck again. She was up here a second ago. Let's see if she can hold on this time. I really like the placement of the zone here for this boulder. Let's see if she can get a top. She's setting up really nicely to possibly get the first top of the round. Oof. It's a harder last move than it.
Yeah, you're
Looks
under
like.
the steep, and then your foot is pretty close to you.
Also, just holding on to a pinch with both hands at that angle. Pretty tough.
Yeah, that pinch is not very good either.
Seen Declan making some moves here on men's number 2. Was getting up, set up for that finish the last time. Let's see if he can get back up there. Doing a really good job kind of finding the body positions on this boulder. Subtle, really subtle movements. Lots of slippery holds.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, so close.
Oh, he had his hand on finish, but
I
his
wonder
body
if
was
he
going.
doesn't have a lot of time, but it looks like he might try again. He's brushing. I guess this climbs pretty quickly. I think he could get back up there, but
It's balancing enough, though, where if you rush it, you're going to fall.
yep. Kind of like on the earlier attempts where he wasn't getting to the zone.
Yeah.
Lucy back up. Also will need to be moving quickly if she's going to get a chance to get the top.
Oh, there
Quinn
goes it.
off as well. Let's see, you can see Declan in the corner right there. Let's see if he has enough time. He really doesn't have that much time, and he's not going to be able to make it. We're going to go to a 1-minute commercial break and be back with more climbing. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. We have on the left of your screen Nora Chi for the women with her first few attempts on the first boulder of the round, and Cruz Padilla on the right making some moves there on men's number 2. So we have 4 climbers going right now. Silver Ray Sanders on women's number 2. Oh, so close to sticking that. Figuring out exactly what she needs to do there. Simon Hibbler there on the left. It looks like he's probably not going to continue trying this boulder right now. He does have an injury he got about a week ago. So some movements are going to be too much for him, and he has previously let us know that he might just be trying the boulders like a time or two, and if it's too much on his wrist, he's going to go back. So we will only have 3 climbers on the wall right now while he rests up for hopefully a boulder that will not be too strenuous on his wrist. Really nice movement here from Cruz Padilla. Nice and slow and controlled. Let's see if he can get the first top of the round here. Oof. Body position so hard to find there, but plenty of time to figure it out still. I believe she did as well, yeah, in one of those earlier attempts. To refresh my scores to see, yeah. She got it on her first attempt, which so far the first athlete to do that, so already off to a really good start there. Silver Ray trying to figure out a little bit of a different method. Good idea. Would still be very hard. I'm not exactly sure if it would work, but I always love athletes making sure they do try a few different things if the intended or more obvious sequence doesn't work right away. Nora Chi was 10th at Nationals a couple weeks ago in the boulder discipline. It was the first time we had seen her in the boulder discipline for a while, which was nice. So nice to see her back out here again. You will see 2 other Chi athletes later on, her sister Jojo, her brother Augie. Same with Silver Ray Sanders. You will see her sister Nikaya later. It's got a few sets of siblings. Really nice work there from, just a little, I don't want to say dry fire. I feel like it's too wet in this climate for a dry fire, but a little slip there for Cruz. Well, yes, all there are 4, but the other Chi is not competing yet in the elite, I believe. But yeah, no, and all the Sanders and all the Roth Forks. And there might be one more. We'll get to it if there is another. I don't think there is another set that all made it to team trials. But at Yeti Climbing Nationals, we had like 4 sets of siblings in semifinals, which was really fun. I thought, at least. I thought it was a cool stat. Cruz back up to where we saw him moments ago. See if he can stick to the boulder just a little bit more. That last foot move really is kind of bunchy. It won't be for every athlete, but you can see his knee is like very much so in his chest. He's not the tallest athlete, but he's not the shortest. He's 5'10" with a +4 wingspan, so pretty bunchy there. It'll be interesting later to see someone like Vale in that body position because he is quite tall. One of the tallest athletes in this competition. It would be interesting too to see if like some people choose to just go off of the left foot volume a few times, like with a pogo or something could maybe work. Looks like we got root setters out on the floor. Just a quick fix there. Perfect during this transition time before we welcome our next 2 athletes out onto the floor. Boulder 1 and 2 for the men and the women. We will be seeing Alexandra Inglaterra for the first time in this round of competition, and Ellis Ernsberger on the right of your screen. You saw, if you were able to watch the live stream for the lead competition, Alexandra was 7th the other day for a lead. And she was third at nationals in lead. One of the athletes that's still doing both disciplines. See, there's not as many. There's a handful of athletes that are continuing to do both disciplines this year. Have to see what happens in the next couple years. Now with LA 2028 being speed, lead, and Boulder all separate, we're seeing a lot more specialization from the athletes, but still a few athletes that are choosing to do both, which is cool. It's so much climbing, I know, but yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, lucky for Colin, he's already pre-selected for Boulder. But yeah, for Brooke, she mentioned yesterday, actually, she was pretty tired. Or not pretty tired, but, you know, having already climbed in lead, like, you definitely have to think about how you're going to do things in the Boulder round of competition. Like, you got to make sure you're conserving energy in maybe a different way from someone who hasn't had to do those extra rounds of competition. Yeah. And just from a skin, I mean, her skin luckily is good. Seems like we did get a top from Charlie Barron. We didn't get to see that, but that is the first top of the round of competition on that second boulder. Got it on his second attempt, so really good to get those points on the board already there. Declan Osgood trying to figure out how to get around this corner here. There was a fun boulder here for the women in the round one of competition where they had to get around that corner as well. It's kind of a nice feature to have to use and force them to get in awkward position to trying to get around the corner. Quinn Mason just coming off of that crimp, just a little too far away from the wall as she was trying to catch it. Oof, Alexander just trying to figure out how to move over on that zone hold. Ellis Ernstberger, that was probably one of the better attempts I've seen trying to get onto that number 10 zone. Yeah, everybody else has kind of gotten on the other side, but he was in a pinch position at least. We haven't really seen that yet. So there is hope for that boulder. Of course, plenty more climbers to come. And again, we're showing you the 15 in reverse order of how they finished. So the people seated highest you'll see at the end of our 15 climbers. As Lucy Duncan starts making some moves here on women's number 3. Oof. See if Declan can get around the corner here. Oh, so close. And he knew he was so close that time. See if Ellis can stick on this pinch this time. I just needs to slow it down a teeny bit more, and it looks like he'll have it. Really like these forced positions here for the women. Yeah, oh, Declan able to make it happen there. 55 seconds left. Beautiful. Now just forced to stand on some slippery. On the lower crescent or the, oh, okay. The furthest right. That's nice. You cannot see that from here. Yeah. It might be, is it hidden for them a little too? Sometimes, like, it's blocked just from, like, a depth. Like, yeah. Oh, I see it now too. It just looks like a T-nut, honestly. I was gonna say at least this beginning climbs quickly, so it's still worth it for him to try and to at least get to the zone and get some points. Yeah, he sees it. He had to look a little, but not so bad. Let's see if he can make it happen. Oh, gotta make, yep, should be able to get it there. That was so worth it. Really exciting. It's like a buzzer beater to the zone. We're gonna go to a 1-minute commercial break and be back with more climbing. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. We are getting into that round 2 of competition for the Boulder athletes here. Cruz Padilla on the left of your screen and Joshua Gerhardt on, Joshua, there we go. He's on the right of your screen, Joshua Gerhardt. And to the right of him is Nora Chi. She's on women's number 2. Ooh, beautiful. Wow, glad we got to see that. It's only 3 minutes and 27 seconds, so this will be not too many attempts for her, just given the time. As Cruz is also making his way through men's number 3. We saw Declan Osgood get to the zone moments ago. And getting to see Simon Hibbler here on the wall. Looks like this boulder is not as bad on his wrist, which I was wondering if anyone was going to do it that way. Nice top there for Simon Hibbler. Unsure if he had gone to the zone earlier. You don't have to use the zone, but because that's the only way you can get points unless you top, oftentimes it's in your best interest to, but he could have already used the zone and gotten the zone first, but if he didn't, he could have just seen that that was the way to go, and it worked for him as Cruz is just inching his way toward the top. One finger, oh, so close. Really great climbing there from Cruz Padilla and plenty of time on the clock to get back up there.
Yeah, he got there fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Still 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock.
Gwyneth Noller on the left of your screen for the women and Silver Ray Sanders on the right.
Silver Ray's doing great.
Yeah, nice, really nice heel hook there, getting into the body positions to try to get into that 10 zone. There she goes into the 10. First time we're seeing one of the women here. Can she get into that? Oh, I like that method with that little like pogo to get her over. And that left side of that Waco is pretty good. Though I will say having that crimp be the direction it is, it does kind of make it harder to have that opposition when you hit it.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that. It's a good crimp to go off of, but it's not necessarily. It's just harder to keep, yeah.
But at least it is somewhat in cut. Cruz Padilla getting back into men's number 3. See if he can get back up. He was so close to the top before. Nora Chi on the left, like kind of in the middle of your screen right now. Getting back up to where she was before. Man, holding on to that pinch is so much harder than it would seem, especially if you don't like pinches.
Yeah, it's on an overhung too, and it's not very positive. And so
personally, I think I would like that hold a lot, but like I live in the world of like the smaller percentage of people that actually like pinches, so it's not.
You are
not
strong
super
on pinches.
I have huge hands. My hands are the size of most men's, so yeah, and I have like double jointed thumbs, so I can pinch even wider.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the only sign that I'm meant to be a climber. At least a comp climber, because no one sees pinches outside anyway. Or they're rare. 25 seconds left, so Cruz is going to have to motor a little bit. Definitely capable. Nice. See if he can make it happen and get a top here.
This might just be his last attempt. Hopefully he doesn't rush it.
It is kind of a hard thing not to rush when you only have 10 seconds.
Oh,
no. Oh, I was getting excited about a buzzer beater. Can't really see exactly what the route setters are doing, but head route setter Jeremy Ho has a drill in his hand. So during the preparation time right here, preparation period that is, it's a good time to fix any tweaks. Here's a little replay. Nora Chi, really smart coming into that undercling to stick that crimp. It was beautiful. Honestly, in slow motion, even prettier.
I love the hand flip back. It's so nice.
Simon Hibbler with that top of men's number 2. Charlie Barron did top that boulder off camera earlier, and just another look at how close Cruz Padilla got. Just that one finger trying to stand up onto that jib, but not able to. And we are back to the climbing. Charlie Barron on the left for the men.
We have
Helen Gillette on the left for the women, her first boulder of the round. Honestly, this boulder we have not seen. We've seen people get into the zone, but not
anyone
get very
past
far,
it.
and not really able to get off of it. It's just kind of into it and then not able to get off of it after that. On the right of your screen, Lucy Duncan getting into women's 4. Should have gotten the zone there. Charlie Barron getting ready to pull one. He already has a top in the round. Again, all the athletes will climb in round 3 of competition, but they are earning points from each round from where they end up in rank of that round, and that gets added to the rank from Yeti Climbing Nationals. Ooh, super fun jump there for Declan Osgood. I just combined his name.
Both the names together.
Deslin. So you want to do as well as you can in every round to secure more points to hopefully end up in the top 4 overall with the rankings added in for both the men and the women, since we do have pre-select athletes already on the team. Annie Sanders for the women and Colin Duffy for the men. Helen Gillette in a really nice position, one of the nicer positions we've seen so far on women's number 1. Let's see if she can figure it out. I mean, I think she did. She just kind of slipped off a little bit.
As Helen showed, as Helen showed with women's 1, I think when you work your hands higher, it keeps your hips higher up.
Yep.
Instead of getting like the other
Sucked
previous athletes.
underneath.
Yeah. And sure, you like go underneath and you're going to get the 10 points, but
then you
it's
can't
just so
move.
hard to move out of that.
It would be really impressive if anyone did, right? Like,
yeah.
it's not out of the realm of possibility, but would be much harder.
If they did that sequence, they are totally capable of doing the sequence above
Yeah,
it.
the actual intended.
Oh,
Eyeing up a
nice.
top here for Charlie Barron, and he's going to get it. Charlie Barron on a roll right now. We
He's
love to
psyched.
see it.
I'm not sure how many attempts that was for him, but
Yeah, we'll have to look back. I mean,
That's another
honestly,
top
there's
for
still
him.
2 minutes left on the clock, so pretty quick in
Yeah.
general. Yeah, he climbed really well at Yeti Climbing Nationals a couple weeks ago. The qualification round went really well for him, and then he was just 1 spot out of finals after the semifinal round. But obviously he's been around for a while. Lots of really successful competitions for him, and been on the World Cup circuit a bit as well. Lucy Duncan getting back into familiar territory on the right side of your screen. Declan Osgood's eyeing up that jump. That looked a lot better that time. And a top there for Lucy Duncan. Great way to continue throughout her round. I believe she has 1 more boulder to do. Also, it's kind of wild, 2 days in a row of 5 boulders.
yeah.
That is the one thing that these athletes haven't done in a long time. Oh, and our first look at getting into that upper section of the boulder there, Helen Gillette, I feel like she should try it again. She's another athlete that she had a finger injury this year, and it's doing a lot better, but it's definitely been hard. And Jo Goodacre there on the left, almost sticking that 10 zone. That was truly the closest we've seen anyone get. Alexandra Inglaterra gets ready to get back on women's number 2.
Yeah, it's 10 boulders, that are climbing in these 2. And then,
That's a lot.
Then, I guess they're gonna do 15. Or I'm sorry, 14.
14, yeah, because they'll do 4 tonight.
But it's also like boulders that are asking a lot of questions and are max attempts or max effort versus just like.
Yeah, there's
Like,
not a
oh,
lot
yeah.
of like very flashable boulders
Yeah.
in this round. And same for yesterday's round. Like there were, beautiful.
Wow, so well
The
done.
flow there from Declan Osgood. I mean, he did need to rush it. He had 1 second
Yeah.
left on the clock, and
But he got zone
he
or
got
10
the,
points.
Yeah,
so.
he got the 10-point zone, so it was definitely worth it. We're gonna go to a 1-minute commercial break and be back with more action. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. I was just not breathing there for 1 second because Silver Ray Sanders just did the wildest foot catch on the arete. On the right of your screen, Nora Chi setting up for that final move of women's number 3. See if she can make it happen. And Joshua Gerhardt on the left, oof, just slipped off. Both athletes off, but a top here on the left for Silver Ray Sanders, potentially on her.
I wonder if that was a flash.
Yeah, it might have been a flash. I need to refresh the results and see.
She's so good on slab.
She is so good on slab. This is a very true statement. Yeah, that was a flash of women's number 4. So we've seen a top already, but first flash. And we were talking about right before the commercial break, too, that a lot of these boulders are not necessarily flashable. So to be able to get a flash in general.
So on women's one, we have JoJo Chi, another
Yes.
Chi. And then on
Our
men's
second
one,
Chi of the 3.
Sergey Lakhno.
Yes, but we are looking at men's number 4
whoopsies,
right now.
It changed already.
Yeah, no, it's just quickly changed, but Cruz Padilla on men's number 4, JoJo Chi taking a moment to figure out what she wants to do here on women's number 1. But yes, you're correct. There is Sergey Lakhno right now on men's number 1, getting ready to go. Sergey, another athlete that you would have seen in the lead competition as well, both here at National Team Trials and at Yeti Climbing Nationals. And he was 3rd in the boulder competition, more commonly known as a very good lead climber, because he is. But yeah, getting 3rd at Yeti Climbing Nationals was pretty, in the boulder competition, was a nice breakthrough for him on the boulder side of things.
He's very exciting to watch on lead, too.
I know.
He's such a fighter.
We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
He really is. Nora Chi back up at the finishing move of women's number 3. Just kind of slipping off. Still plenty of time to get back up there. Seems like she has that opening section dialed.
Yeah.
And to the right of Sergey is Gwyneth Noller. Just taking a few moments to brush. And now we're back to Simon Hibbler. He did get a top of men's number 2, even though he is kind of nursing an injury that is going to keep him from trying some things on some boulders. It's nice to already have a top in the round. It's incredible.
Wrist injuries are so frustrating, too.
They are very vulnerable.
Yeah, and it doesn't really get a lot of circulation, so it just takes so long to heal.
Yeah, it is nice, too, that you can kind of pull on things and be like, okay,
Yeah.
either I can do this or I can't, and then choose to
But
or
if
not
your
to.
wrist is like at an acute angle, it hurts. If you're like climbing straight, like and your wrist is straight, it's nice. And even like on slab, this is good. But if it's like, if there's a press,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, we probably won't be seeing him do that if there is one out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Using a lot of his length there to kind of do that part of the boulder differently than maybe we've seen some of the other athletes. He is one of the taller climbers in the competition, 6 feet with a +6. Cruz getting really close there. You know, that kind of a coordination move, one of those very learned moves. It takes a few tries to figure out exactly what you need to do. Let's see if Nora Chi can get into that finish. That's the closest we've seen. That was really good. She might have enough time to get back on. She can keep it exciting. Sergey Lakhno
Yeah, she has that beginning so dialed.
getting into the pinch, and Simon Hibbler just kind of exploding off the wall. That clock is running down fast. Let's see if Cruz can figure this out enough to get to the zone. Oh, there we go. See, worth it. Let's see if he can finish it off. 10 seconds left on the clock would be a really fun buzzer beater. Oh, interesting.
I don't know why he didn't
I
use
know.
the foot.
So I feel like the one thing is like, yeah, sure, it's going to be a more controlled jump doing it that way. But yeah, it seemed improbable to get enough height to get to the top. But good effort there. Really exciting to see him stick and get to the zone there. And a top here for Joshua Gerhardt. Really good to be on that second boulder, yeah, for the men, and already have a top. That is so far the most top boulder for the men.
It's been interesting on, what is that, men's 1, 2, 3, 4, men's 4, the Cordo one. The 2 men that did get zone kind of like rushed it, and they just like whipped their bodies over there. It's like the last 10 seconds of the 5 minutes.
They're probably like, oh, if I had only gone with that much aggression, like in the beginning, or momentum, really.
Because then at the end, you kind of want to like reset for a second and then go for it.
Yeah.
And I bet you both of those athletes are totally capable of getting top but they just like,
Rushed it.
yeah.
I mean, Declan really had no choice. He had a second.
Yeah.
But Cruz had a little more time. Alexandra Inglaterra on women's number 3 on the far right. Joe Goodacre on men's number 2. Ellis Ernsberger on men's number 3. And Quinn Mason on women's number 4. Alexandra quickly setting up for the top here. She can be pretty powerful. Looked like she was trying to figure out a way to keep her feet on, though.
Yeah.
I feel like on her next attempt, she'll probably try to do something different, as Helen Gillette
Oh my gosh.
looks better than anyone we've seen here. Oh, so close.
So
This is
strong.
definitely a boulder that she would like to, suiting her style a bit more than that first boulder, though she did
Yeah, double Joe.
get closer. Yeah, double Joe. In case you didn't get your first cup of coffee, you get double today. Looks like Joe's lining it up to go to that finish move. Oh, just a little short there. Has to get his body a little higher as Quinn is slowly trying to get over. Really got to trust your feet on this women's number 4 boulder. It's always hard to want to leave a stable position.
Yep.
But plenty of time to figure it out. That first look of men's number 5 there with Declan Osgood. Lots of volumes, lots of features.
She like led with her head in that position with her legs crossed instead of her hips. Oh.
Lucy Duncan so close to sticking
Yeah.
that coordination move. I'm really liking the placement of the zones in this round. It's like you really have to work to get to the zone.
Yeah, and then work to get to finish.
Yeah, it's still definitely not over,
Yeah.
but
I mean, our objective with 3 rounds is to make the athletes climb and work for them. At least that's what we hoped for. Ooh,
there we
very
go.
nice.
Lucy Duncan sticking that coordination move. And on the left of your screen, Landers Gaydosh on his first boulder. Lucy eyeing up the finish. Oh, man. She's got to get 2 hands on there, fighting with everything, using her head, and she's going to get a top. It's worth it. Wow, the way she caught that and dipped down
Yeah.
into her shoulder, oh, my gosh. Really good fight there. Great round of climbing for Lucy Duncan. Really
very
fun
well.
athlete to watch, and just 16 years old, so I'm sure we'll be seeing so much more of her. But this is kind of her. It is her first year on the Elite Series, and Ellis Ernsberger just missing the zone there, but he still has enough time to get back over there. And Helen Gillette getting back up here. Oof, trying to do a little bit of a different method there. See if Quinn Mason can trust her feet enough to get over to the zone. She's got, looked like she was going to try to use a bit of the corner there. It's subtle. There we
Very
go. You just have to really commit to standing on your foot. Hard to see what Declan Osgood is doing, kind of jammed in between these 2 volumes right now, but I'm sure we'll get to see more of that boulder once he figures it out.
Oh.
I can't see who's on the wall. Oh, Charlie. Now this is what you want. You want to have enough time
Yeah.
here to take a moment and figure out what you need to do. Quinn kind of rushing that last move of the women's number 4. Let's see if Charlie can figure it out. He's got a minute
Kind
left.
of resetting.
Looks like he wants to go. He kind of like doesn't want to use that yellow foot either.
It is like smaller profile. It's in the wall, and it's not the best hold, but it just enough to get you up. He's taking
This
his
is
chalk off.
that's not a bad idea. Also, this is getting tricky because the clock's going down, and he's kind of. It's like he needs to go and either do it or like have enough time
Yeah.
to go again. But
And the time is
Ellis
like
dropping in
taunting
again.
him because it's right above.
Oh no! It's so close. Apologies if I screamed in people's ears too loud, but that was crazy. Oh man, Helen Gillette back up
She
into
does
that pinch.
that move out to the crimp so well.
Oh
She's
yeah,
so
she's
strong.
so strong. Her fingers are so strong.
Yes, push,
This
push, push. Come
last
on,
move
Helen.
though. Joe Goodacre with another good attempt, and that was Chloe Koskoy on the left for the women. We didn't really get to see her on her attempts there.
Yeah, I'm not sure how far she got or if she got
We can
some.
check we can refresh those results and see what happened with Chloe on that boulder. Chloe Koskoy got to the zone, and we are going to go to a 1-minute commercial break. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. Hugo Hoyer on the left of your screen on men's number 1, Sergey Lochno on the right of your screen on men's number 2, and Simon Hibbler now on the left of your screen of men's number 4. We've seen we've seen a few athletes attempt this final move on men's number 4. Sergey looking really good here. Very, very talented athlete on his feet. This kind of movement is kind of his bread and butter. See if he can get up there. Oh, so close, just dropping the top. We really haven't seen anyone do the top that way yet. We've seen an attempt.
We don't know if Charlie.
Oh, I guess we don't know because
Yeah.
Charlie was off camera. But yeah, well, so we haven't. You and I haven't seen.
Yeah.
When we've seen this boulder done successfully so far on screen, not that method, but doesn't mean it can't work. Simon Hibbler setting up for that jump again. So we are having to hold athletes because on women's number 5 right now, some holds need to be screwed back on. So that's why you don't see any of the women climbing at the moment, but we will get them back out here as soon as we can. But right now, it's not like you're hurting for action because we've got all of the men out on the boulder, 5 men on 5 boulders at the moment. So there's plenty to follow still, and we will have the women out as soon as we can. Cruz Padilla working his way through the opening of the men's boulder here, getting kind of jammed in there as Simon Hibbler tries to find the right momentum to get over to that number 10 zone.
He just has to pretend there's a minute left in the clock.
And then it'll work.
With his body over there.
So far, we've seen it work really well. So the women will return in the next rotation period. There was a safety correction on women's number 5 that had to be dealt with by the route setters. So for the next minute and 45 seconds, we will see the men, and the women will come back out in that next rotation period with the men. So we'll just have different women climbing next to different men than they did before, but no big deal. We're going to watch the men right now. Hugo Hoyer on men's number 1. We haven't seen anyone stick this number 10 yet. And there he does it. See if he can get through the rest of the boulder. This come-in move looks still pretty strenuous. Really nice decision making here with that wrap. And Joshua Gerhardt is on the left of your screen on men's number 3. Nice to get the points on the board there for Hugo. He is the national champion from a couple weeks ago in the boulder discipline. So you see Joshua Gerhardt start to work his way through men's number 3. We've seen one top by Charlie Barron. Yep, Sergey back up here again.
He doesn't get his right foot up though, probably because it feels too scrunchy, but I think, yeah, he ends up like just not getting his hips high enough with his left.
I was going to say, it's interesting that he's not trying that too because he's 5'8", so
yeah,
it wouldn't be as scrunchy as it is for maybe some of the other athletes because he's not like super, super tall. So it's interesting that he hasn't tried that. Hugo back into that zone. That looked like a better method, but not able to make it happen. Looks like he's probably going to call it. It's this 5th boulder is so interesting because we can only really see so much of what's going on because the holds are so big.
Yeah.
But it's like they're off with climbing right now. Sergey in a much better position. He did bring his foot up that time, but isn't going to have enough time left on the clock. So into that next preparation period, and now we will bring the women back out with the men for these next 5 minutes of climbing.
I think we're doing a brush break.
I think it's just during the preparation period. So this is the first brush slot because of the format that we have going on here. So it's the first time that we're going to see that. So Ray Sanders approaching her final boulder of the round. Gwyneth Noller on the right side. Landers. Gaydosh and Annalise Van Hong. Kind of look like The judge just called her off for
Yeah,
not
she
starting.
started
Yep.
her left hand. It puts her in a better position for the move.
Yeah.
So,
Nora Chi on the right side and Joe Goodacre right next to her. Starting men's number 3. Oh, little bobble there. Gwyneth Noller on the right side trying to figure out those body positions there. And you can see Jojo Chi on the far left side in that overhang, setting up for that first move
nice.
beautifully into that crimp. Seen a lot of athletes up and onto this pinch, but not able to get off of it. So see if she can make it happen. Looks really good right now. Honestly, this is definitely
Oh
a
my
boulder that
gosh.
you want to get done quickly just because
Yeah.
of the power that's involved to get up there. It seems like the most powerful boulder of the round for sure. Nice footwork here from Nora Chi as she walks across, and get a look at Charlie Barron getting into what I'm going to call the off with boulder. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
it's
just
a
kinda
full body
yeah.
experience there.
Nice though, because you know, they're wearing shirts, so they're not going to be like getting abrasions on the volumes. Would have been a little tougher for the women as most of their shoulders are exposed. So it's nice that you all decided to give the men that boulder.
Yep.
Landers Gadosh setting
Yep.
up for the final move here.
He's getting his foot up.
Oh, didn't want to stay though.
No.
Those volumes can, or those flat holds can be a little slippery, especially that angle.
It's funny to say that when his left foot is fully loaded on
On
the
a-
low tech.
I know, but once you're standing on the
I know.
slippery side of the dual text, like it's actually pretty good as long as you're applying
Yeah.
enough pressure, which they're used to at this
It's
point.
just funny. You're like, it's slippery, but it's like a fully
It's-
textured hold.
I know, but the surface area is so bad at that angle. I feel like
Yeah.
whenever you're trying to stand on those on like a vert wall, it's like not fun.
Yeah.
You mostly slip. Annalise Van Hong
Ooh,
back
Nora's looking so
on
good inside.
women's 1. Yeah, Nora is looking set up nicely to get to that 10 zone.
She can just barely reach it.
Ellis
Ooh, there's-
Ernsberger trying to find the right flow to get oof. I think he needs a little more pull before he propels his body to the left onto those volumes. Charlie trying to figure out exactly where he needs to go here on the men's number 5 boulder. See if Annalise can figure out a better way to get into the 10 here. Ooh, choosing to not even go with the heel hook. See if this works out. Landers back up on men's number 2. See if he can get in a good stabilized position to approach, setting up for the finish again. See, this is the way we've seen it done more, but it's going to be a little more difficult, I think, for him. Well, it says he's 6 feet, so he's pretty tall. Might be able to make it happen. But we saw Simon do that earlier, and he's 6 feet with a +6, and Landers does not have a plus. He's an even wingspan, so that could change things. It looked like he was pretty low trying it that way. JoJo just making that move look so easy.
Casual.
Just hanging out on one arm, no problem. Just 5 fingers on a crimp.
Looking really strong here.
She was so close last time. It looks like she might need to flip in order to flip that right hand in order to stay in. I think.
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah, I bet a few of the athletes with a bigger wingspan might be able
Yeah.
to just stop, but the flip looks. It's hard to tell if she was trying to flip with that angle that we saw her on. Landers getting a little frustrated. Gwyneth Noller, going with the right hand, trying to get to the zone. She has a couple seconds. Not gonna make it happen.
Don't think she was able to use it.
I hope someone is able to figure out number 5 for the men, how to get out of that roof a little bit. We've just seen a lot of wrestling
Yeah.
in the off with. Have to see if that changes. Some more brushing. Potentially looks like it's happening. Another look at the leaderboard at the moment. Charlie Barron with 2 tops. Joshua Gerhardt with 1 top and 1 zone. Simon Hibbler with a top. So for the women, Lucy Duncan right now leading the round with 2 tops, and Silver Ray Sanders with 1 top.
I guess
Yeah.
Nora did get it. Nora and JoJo got it on their second try, the crimp. that
Okay.
move. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Cool. Oh, nice.
First look at Natalia Grossman, your national champion from a couple weeks ago in the Boulder discipline. Also an Olympian from the Paris 2024 Olympics. She does have a shoulder injury, so I mean, honestly, it's similar to the Simon injury in the sense that, like, some things she can do fine and, like, at her normal level, and then, you know, sometimes things are painful and hard and she might have to shy away, but not on this boulder. Already off to the best start we've seen as she looks to try to get a flash here of women's number 1, a flash always being in reference to doing the boulder on your first try, and she's going to make it happen. Really nice climbing there from Natalia Grossman.
It's really cool to see, like, you know, the first few athletes come out and you're like, man, maybe we set it too hard. And it's like, but it's okay that it's harder. But then she
Yeah.
comes out and she's just like,
Oh, that was fun.
she's like, this is a nice warm up with my injured shoulder.
Yeah. I will say, like, yes, she had to press on that right hand
Yeah.
with her shoulder, but at least it was pretty stable.
Yeah.
And
She
not
also
too,
had her feet out
yeah,
left.
not too powerful. It was like more from a stabilization
Yeah.
standpoint that she could use that. So it definitely worked better with that injury that she's dealing with right now. Big jump there for Quinn Mason as we saw Chloe Koskoi standing under women's number 2. A boulder I think she should like. As Helen Gillette is trying to figure out how to get through these first couple moves on women's number 3, and Hugo Hoyer on his way to set up for the top here for men's number 2. Got the most progress we've seen so far. Joshua Gerhardt also setting up for a top here on men's number 4. It's 4, right? Yeah. Like, what number is it? Plenty of time here. We like to see the athletes get here with a lot of time. Oh, Sergei Lochno just falling off of men's number 3. They do, oh, I think he's going to try and run and step on it. Let's see if he makes it happen. Oh, so close. Plenty of time to get back up there for Joshua Gerhardt as Alexandra Inglaterra doing a great job getting into the zone over here on women's number 4. This opening jump on women's number 5 is pretty tricky. We saw Lucy Duncan stick it earlier. A different method than what we're seeing Quinn try. We'll see if Quinn tries that later. Lucy went with her left hand and caught the yellow hold in a Gaston, which seems like the better method. And a top there for Alexandra Inglaterra as Chloe Koskoi works her way up into the zone here on women's number 2. We've seen a few women up here, but no one's been able to get a top here. See if she can make it happen. Just squeezing as hard as she can. This last move is just so strenuous. Ugh. There's a screw on the upper part of that.
Of the pinch,
yeah,
yeah.
for the right hand. Oh, Sergey fighting to stay on the wall there for men's number 2. We've seen it topped a couple of times. Let's see if he can get a top here.
Ooh, Helen's almost at the
Helen
top
getting
of the
close
too.
too. Oh no,
Oh,
slip.
no.
But he has plenty of time. Joshua back up where we saw him moments ago. See if he is still gonna go use that yellow hold. I think it's the best. Oh, so close. Cosmo Rothfork on men's number 1. Looking like he could possibly stick that hold. Needs to just get a little higher on it. A little more power moving towards that hold. Clock's running down. Everyone's going to have to start moving pretty quickly. Chloe Koskoi back up on the wall. Lots of tape there on her shoulder. Not necessarily an injury, but you know, all the athletes, they they climb so much. Everybody's got, if you don't have a true like debilitating injury, everybody has little tweaks that they're trying to manage throughout the season. So Simon Hibbler on his last boulder trying to work his way through. Another attempt here for Quinn Mason on women's number 5. Oh, so much closer that
She's
time.
finally figured it out.
Yeah, just a little too late. And with that, we're going to go to a 1-minute commercial break, and we'll be back with more climbing after that. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. First look at Benjamin Hanna on men's number 1, and to his right is Annalise Van Hong. Ooh, as Nora Chi. Really good first attempt there on women's number 5. Annalise getting into the zone, trying to figure out how to get into the zone here. On the right of your screen, Landers Gaydosh on men's number 3, and Gwyneth Noller on women's number 4. Subtle movements on both women's number 4 and men's number 3. Very balancy, really nice execution there by Landers. Got Ellis Ernsberger on men's number 5. We really haven't seen anyone make their way out of the roof yet. Seems like a very non-obvious method to get out of there. Also one of the types of boulders where there probably is many different ways.
Yeah.
Just depending on like your dimensions too, like your height, your wingspan, also your style. Joe Goodacre setting up for the top here. We haven't seen anyone top this boulder. We've seen quite a few attempts here at the top. You know, he's a very dynamic and springy climber, so definitely a move that he's plenty capable of. Let's see if he can make it happen. Looks a little confused. Yeah, leave it to Joe to give us a little laugh here in the commentary booth. We love that. Oh, so close. That actually looked like a good, I mean, not a lot of room on that hold. You saw his index finger had to go up in order to make room. Ellis looks like he was making a little bit of progress there on men's number 5.
Yeah, men's 5, a lot of it's like, I think the rest of this round has been more like hands, you know, and the men's 5 is more whole body, especially that first section. It's a lot like hard smearing to get to shift your weight over.
Landers trying to get all the way up. He had a really nice method of getting his feet over. Very dynamic pounce into that half move, but plenty of time to keep going.
JoJo looking good.
Also a boulder we've seen a lot of the women get here and then not be able to finish it off. Let's see if she can make it happen. Honestly, her foot kind of slipped before, and Joe is back up. Oh, gosh, these falls. Oh, man. Good thing he's tall, though. It's less to fall, you know?
Yeah.
It's like toddlers. Like, toddlers, when they fall, it's okay. It's just their height. And when you're, like, 6 feet tall, falling off the boulder like that won't hurt as badly if you're, like, 5 feet tall. Ben Hanna into the zone here. Wow, quickly into that undercling. So strong.
Yeah, looking really good.
We haven't seen anybody climb that section that well. Let's see if he can get into those blue holds. Oh, so close.
You're just so loaded on your feet there. And the undercling.
So powerful.
It's slopey.
It's a very powerful move. And we're
I
back
wonder if
to
he's calling
Joe.
it. All right.
Let's see. He's had, I mean, honestly, the best attempts and also the most attempts here, which is nice. Like, a lot of the athletes didn't really get a chance to try this part too much. Oh, no! He was so close.
It almost seemed like he could, like he got it and then his like foot touched the yellow for a second.
I know, if he could get it back on. But again, that is like a weird profile on that hold in order to stick your foot back on.
He does end up getting into that position fairly quickly. Like the camera goes away for a couple seconds to like watch the athletes and it pans back to him and he's suddenly
like,
there.
Still there. He just spent his whole time crouched in the middle of the boulder.
So
Landers with another attempt here at the top. It's Annalise.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. The honestly, the tension to save that as he was coming down. And here's Joe again. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2. Oh, not gonna make it happen.
Dang.
Really great climbing from Joe Goodacre there. So many great attempts at the top of that boulder. I was really thinking we were going to see him do it, but not going to make it happen. Oh, those falls. Landers was so close to finishing. Oh, we finally get to see Joe on that right side. This one, he had it. Oh, just lost it on that backswing back into the wall. And our next group of athletes are out. Quick look at that leaderboard again. From this round, this is just from this round of competition. None of those ranking points are added in. Charlie Barron with those 2 tops leading the men's field right now. Hugo Hoyer looking at men's number 3. And first look at Adriana Kiko Clark for women's number 1. We saw her the other day in the lead competition. She ended up 3rd, and she was 4th at Nationals, Yeti Climbing Nationals a couple weeks ago in the Boulder competition. Already quickly into the opening moves of women's number 1 as Natalia Grossman is just flying through women's number 2, setting up for the finish here. Pretty straightforward boulder. Just
It's hard to generate from that position with your left foot being on
yeah.
the inside of the volume.
Yeah, not enough power getting around that on that attempt, so she'll
Yeah.
have to make some adjustments for her next attempt. I will say that move might be a little strenuous on her shoulder, so we'll have to see how she decides to deal with that, as Adrian's trying to get into this crimp in a way that was not necessarily the intended beta, but could work. Looks a little more strenuous though. See what she keeps trying it that way. Nice stand-up move there from Hugo. The men are doing a really good job, I feel like, trusting that foot and getting into that zone. Seen a lot of the athletes be able to do that move. Chloe Koskoy on the right for the women, and Cosmo Rothfork on the left on men's number 2 and women's number 3. Hugo, one thumb. Oh. Not going to make it happen on that attempt, but plenty of time. Our first look at Augie Chi, the last Chi climbing in this round of competition. Seen Nora and JoJo, his sisters, earlier. Augie had a stellar round of competition yesterday. The only top of men's number 2, which if you check out, I'm pretty sure there's posts about it on Instagram, on USA Climbings, and I bet on Augie's Instagram as well. It was a wild boulder. Sergey Lochno trying to find the right momentum. Oh
my
see,
gosh.
this is Sergey being Sergey.
Yeah.
He's like,
Is he going to jump back now?
I don't know. I don't know. It's Sergey. He's going to do what he's going to do, and
He's like
he's going to impress
so
all of us.
stretched out.
I know, and try to make it work. This is interesting.
Oh my
Keeping it
gosh.
up. Now he's facing out. I'm sure you guys tried this in for running.
Yeah,
A version
just
of
trying like to see what would happen if you tried to stop here.
it. Yeah.
But I think this volume, the first volume that you like push off of, I don't think it's enough to stay in that position. Oh, Adrian
Didn't
got
see
a top.
exactly the method she went with, but a top for Adrian and Kiko Clark of women's number 1, so that's second top of the round for that boulder. And a top here for Helen Gillette on women's number 4. Really nice climbing from her. I wish maybe we'll get a replay later of the opening moves of that boulder. Slab is not her favorite. She's been working on it a lot lately, so really great for her to kind of have that play out in competition. That's always a nice confidence boost about training and how you've been working towards things. Alexandra Inglaterra, wow, sticking just on the purple hold. We haven't seen it done that way yet. Nice job setting up to get into that place where she can hopefully get a top here. Sergey going with a more dynamic method now after trying a more static method. That was impressive, but seems a little hard. Natalia Grossman is back up, trying to figure out how to get the top here. Oh, Alexandra just dropping the top. She does have enough time. I'm sure she will go for it since it is her 5th boulder. Granted, again, they are all climbing in round 4.
Oh,
so she'll
nice.
have 4 more boulders to climb. And a top for Hugo Hoyer on men's number 3.
Is that the first?
No, we've seen.
1,
Oh, for him?
Yeah, oh no, yeah.
And a top here for Cosmo Rothfork on men's number 2. I know that boulder, the 3 has been topped a few times, but or at least once by Charlie. I thought it was topped another time
yes,
too.
it was by Charlie.
There was one more. Chloe Koskoy fighting to get in the right position here to get up to the zone, able to do it. Now this move, I feel like she should, Joshua Gerhardt also topped men's number 2. Let's see if Chloe can make it happen. Just a little slip there. Not enough time to get back on.
Oh, so close. See, it's always when they have
when they have no choice but to like rush and like whip it. Yeah, they always get their closest or get to the zone.
close.
Great round of climbing. Another look at Adrian and Kiko Clark's top here of women's number 1, just the 2nd top on that boulder, and Helen Gillette's top here on women's number 4. So we're starting to get more tops, and Hugo Hoyer's top of men's number 3, and Cosmo Rothfork's top of men's number 2. That was the highest rotation of tops we've seen so
Yeah.
far, I think, in this competition, as our higher ranked climbers are coming out in this round of the competition. So
Definitely.
for the women on the left, Nikaya Sanders, and on the right for the men, Vale Everett. Just taking a look at the boulders. Again, unlike the round 3 or what you would normally call a final round of competition where you have an observation period, there is no observation period in this round of climbing. So the athletes are coming out and having to see the boulders for the first time and hopefully figure out what they need to do to be successful in 10 minutes, as Vale and Nikaya are already working their way through these boulders. And Ben Hanna on men's number 2, already quickly in a place where he's setting up
Oh, wow.
to
he's
get to the top. He has wasted no time. Annalise Van Hong for the women on the right on women's number 3. Oh, gonna have to get his feet up. Ben Hanna is 5'8", but he would love for me to tell you all he's 6 feet. So I'm saying it even though it's not true. Always bugs me about that. So
To say he's 6 feet.
yeah,
I have this joke where people are like, what's your height? And I'll tell them, I'm like, oh, I'm 5'3", but my climbing height's 6 feet. And it's not because I have like a really large wingspan or anything, but I think people just like look at me like, oh, you're so short. But when I climb,
you look taller.
I try to be taller.
Yeah.
So like
that's
that can
funny.
be his joke.
That's 100%. Yeah.
I like
No,
play
for
it off
sure.
of the like UFC fighters, how they have their walking weight.
And then
they
they're
have-
fighting weight.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
How
a
it's,
good.
like, so
That's a
much-
good point.
I'm just like, yeah, my climbing height's 6 feet. And we're like, what?
Come in. Ben Hanna back up here on men's number 2. Oh,
very
able
cool.
to do it the way we haven't seen it done yet. Really nice climbing there from Ben Hanna. Also, if you didn't get a chance to watch Nationals, you can go back and see the replay. He joined me in the commentary box for Boulder Finals. We had a great time. Go have a listen. As Nikaya Sanders keeps changing up her beta here a little bit. We'll see if she ends up finding more of that press method that definitely is a little bit easier. Gwyneth Noller trying to figure out how she wants to do this jump. And Joe Goodacre stuck in the roof over here.
We haven't seen a top on men's 1 yet.
We haven't,
Right.
and I'm honestly, I thought Vale would be would have a good chance of getting a top. Not that he won't, but this opening part is giving him more trouble than I would have assumed, just given his skill set. Annalise Van Hong setting up for the top here. See if she can make it happen. Oh, so close. And Nikaya doing a method that definitely seems harder, but you know, she's another athlete that really leans into finding body positions that work for her specifically. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that that way could work.
Wow.
Landers. Amazing. Wow.
It worked.
I really liked his method there. See how he approaches the top. Now, it'd be nice to have a little more time here, but see if he can figure it out even with just about a little over a minute left. Oh,
He didn't want to use the foot either. He just went for it.
interesting.
It's, yeah, the wall there.
Oh.
The angle changes. Oh,
Joe was making his way. Oh, he was at least on the other side of the volume. I haven't seen
Yeah.
anyone get on that other side yet. Annalise back up on the left side of your screen, and Vale Everett trying to get. Yeah, he's so much lower going to that 10 zone. I'm honestly really surprised because he's so powerful.
so we haven't had
body
a
position
top
too.
on men's 5,
Or
women's
men's
3,
1.
and men's 1, yeah. JoJo's looking good here.
Yeah, the last attempt she kind of had a little bobble, and you see Landers is back into that perched position as well.
All right.
Both of them are going to
15
have to move.
seconds.
And Annalise again here at the top as well. Let's see if any of these athletes
be
can walk
cool.
away with the
Oh.
top. Oh,
Almost. Oh.
unfortunately, everyone is off. So we will be moving into our next rotation of climbers, and we're going to go to a 1-minute break before all of that.
about that if you'd
Yeah,
like.
yeah, for sure. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trails, presented by the North Face. First look at Brooke Rabatou on the left of your screen and Colin Duffy on the right of your screen on their first attempts of women's 1 and men's 1. Again, Colin is pre-selected to the national team already, so he is competing, but is already on the team. And the rest of these athletes are looking to make it onto that team as well. Adrian Akiko Clark setting up for the top here as Brooke Rabatou is doing a really great job reading this boulder very well, like we saw Natalia Grossman do earlier. Adrian getting very close there. One of the better attempts, and a top there for Brooke Rabatou. Believe that was a flash as well. So her boulder round of competition off to a great start as Chloe Koskoy is finding all the right balance points here, trying to work her way into the zone on women's number 4. And on the right of your screen, gosh, there is just so much action happening. Natalia Grossman working her way up, and Colin Duffy, another athlete to actually get onto this zone hold to try to set up to go to the blue holds, which we've seen no one get to. Oh, Helen Gillette just dropping the top, but so much time left.
I like
in
that
the
she's
round.
always just smiling. Look at her, she's having
She
a
does.
good time.
She has a great attitude. She is definitely a fun one to watch. Hugo Hoyer trying to find his flow here. Ooh, just a little bobble. Augie Chi on men's number 2, probably the most top boulder of the round for the men. And Cosmo Rothfork on men's number 3. Seen it topped a couple of times. We've seen a lot of athletes attempt the top on this boulder, number 3 for the men, but not only a couple actually able to top it. Let's see what Augie's going to do here. You can also see Adrian Akiko Clark on the right of your screen, back up at the top already. Man, Natalia really fighting. I wonder if these body positions are not the best for her shoulder, because she's definitely having to fight a bit more than I would have expected on that one. And Hugo Hoyer, will he get the first top of the round on this boulder? Joe Goodacre definitely gave us the hope that it could happen. We'll have to see.
He's back there, but I mean, he's in this position to jump. But
it's interesting because he wasn't looking at the hold. Helen Gillette back up here, just needs to get 2 hands, and she's going to get a top of women's number 5. Great way to end the round of climbing for her.
Oh, Sergey's out of...
And Sergey is actually out of the roof here, or he's still in the roof, but
he's
out
the
of
first person to get the 10.
Yeah, to get to the zone and out of that kind of off with section. We have not got to see anyone up here, so this is very exciting. Helen Gillette just moved herself into first place right now. Oh, wow. No. He made us think he was still on the wall. Wow, great effort there. Hopefully he can get back up there.
Natalia's still fighting women's 3.
Oh, looks like Cosmo just dropped. It's hard to I think he dropped the top. We panned to him so quickly. Easily back into the 10 there. Hugo really finding that balance point. Yeah, I kind of like his approach a little bit. It does make it kind of harder to get to the crimp though, maybe, so we'll see. Only a little bit of time left on the clock. All these athletes probably have just one more attempt, depending on the boulder they're on and how quickly that boulder can be climbed. Adrian back up, trying to get to the top.
It seems like she's going to try to go a bit more dynamic.
Not going to make it happen that time. Oh, so close for Hugo. And oh no, Cosmo just rushing the top a little bit. But we do get a top from Augie Chi on men's number 2 with just over 5 seconds to go on the clock. Really exciting to see that happen. And we're already on to our next rotation of climbers, getting to our last female athlete will be coming out, because we did have to have that hold on women's number 5 earlier. So Colin Duffy is your last climber out for the men in our 15 that we're broadcasting, and Melina Costanza will be coming out momentarily for your last woman. So that being said, you will get to see another male athlete on the opening boulder, because we are just continuing the round of rotations, which I believe should be Elijah Finn, who will be coming out for men's number 1 right now. Nikai Sanders on women's number 2. Vale Everett already working his way into men's number 1. Oh, wow. I believe that's a flash because of where the clock is. Really nice climbing there from Vale. And Annalise Van Hong nicely into standing on her feet on women's number 4. And Melina Costanza on the left, working her way up into women's number 1. We've seen it topped 3 times now. She's going with a bit of a different method. We'll see if she can figure out how to make it work. Definitely looks like a little more work.
Yeah.
But she's super strong, so definitely has the ability to figure it out. And also a little taller than both, or than Brooke and Natalia specifically, and I think even a little taller than, about the same height as Adrian. Landers, Gaydosh trying to find the method that works the best for him to get out of this roof. We did get to see Sergei Lochno up onto that head wall of the boulder, which was really exciting.
Yeah, he's the only person to have gotten there.
Yeah, it was so exciting. Nikai Sanders so close to sticking that crimp. And Annalise trying to get over around that corner on women's number 4.
Seems like she's likes this method better, have her hands.
Yeah,
over.
it does it is kind of weird for the feet though, and then you're gonna have to bring your right foot up, which will potentially push you out from the wall too. It's like, it's weird because it like might feel better, but I think it makes the rest of that boulder a bit harder. Melina looking like she was in a little bit of a better position for a second. This might be better to help her get, really being forced to stand on that right side of the hold as much as possible. When in doubt, knee it out. Still pretty awkward, but able to make it work. Probably had to work a little harder doing it this method, but a top nonetheless. This isn't gymnastics. It doesn't matter how you did it, as long as you do it.
I think that was second or third try for her there.
I'll have to double check the scores, but it definitely, I would say, if I had to guess, I'm going to refresh them right now, within like 5 tries probably, but I'll just look at them really quickly. Having trouble finding her though. Annalise Van Hong back up. Oh, yeah, that was second try for the top. There we go for Annalise. That's a much better position. It does, this move being like out of your reach a little bit, I can see why you'd want to try to find something else to do, but
yeah,
this sets you up so poorly for this move, whereas she's way better set up for that one. She has enough time.
Good.
Yeah, that was really, she needs to do it just like that one more time.
She's not even resting. She's just going to go for it.
She can at least stand when she gets up there, right?
Oh, nice. Nakaya's on the 10 zone.
Yep, needs to be cool to see someone get a top here. We have yet to see it happen.
Ooh, she's trying. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yikes. And Annalise was off the wall again. Ben Hanna also trying to figure out what he wants to do on men's number 3. Annalise is going to have to motor, only 10 seconds left. And this is not the kind of boulder you want to be on with 10 seconds left. And JoJo Chi is also going to finish her round of competition with women's number 5. And we'll be moving on to our next rotation of athletes. And here's a look at those standings. Helen Gillette right now for the women, holding at the top with 2 tops, followed by Lucy Duncan with 2 tops and Chloe Koskoy with 1 top. See if we can check out how those men are doing. Charlie Barron still going strong with the 2 tops for the men, followed by Hugo Hoyer with 1 top and Joshua Gerhardt also with 1 top. And Natalia Grossman looking at women's number 4. This one I feel like will be a nice one for her shoulder. The last move maybe a little...
It's not super shouldery. It's
Yeah.
more about the foot and then finding like the balance
Just-
with your hips. It's just like it is a bit of a quick move.
Yeah, I was going to say just the quickness of the
Yeah.
move is the only part that is maybe concerning, but should be okay. And Brooke Rabatou getting ready for women's number 2. And on the right of your screen, Adrian Akiko Clark on women's number 3.
Yeah.
Colin Duffy on men's number 2.
We have yet to see a top on women's
3
3.
or 2.
Yeah, maybe Brooke.
Yeah, it would be
We'll
cool
give
to
us
see
the
if
top
Brooke
for-
can make it happen right here.
Adrian going for the finish. Oh,
Just dropping it, but plenty of time.
we have Colin going for the finish on men's 2.
This is interesting. Switching his foot there. Ooh,
Oh
that
my
would be
gosh.
wild. Brooke matched on that pinch there. See if she can.
Oh, she's also going with her right foot.
Yeah.
Oh, she's switching.
Let's see.
Come on, Brooke.
It is quite a far move. Not just that it's not, again, it's more so the volume pushing you out, trying to get around that volume, which we've seen
Yeah, it's-
basically every woman struggle with. We haven't seen anybody be able to successfully make it over.
Wow.
Cosmo, no surprise here. He really is so good at that style of movement. Whoa, wow, almost saved it there.
Chloe's going for the finish on women's 5.
Definitely a boulder. She's plenty capable of getting done, hitting it a little low, but
Yeah, she
plenty of
did.
time.
She didn't get her hips high enough.
Yeah.
She just like
We
went
saw
with her
Helen do
hand.
that the first time as well.
Uh-huh.
Adrian back up, see if she can get a top here. Again, a boulder that has not been topped yet. Oh, that was a lot closer than we've seen most of the athletes get. And Natalia Grossman trusting her feet as I would expect her to on women's number 4. She was,
nice. Brooks back on
oh, Brooke is back up on that pinch.
This is a pretty powerful move. Again, like the pinch is so bad, and then you're coming over left, having to come out from underneath that.
Oh,
nice.
wow, that was insane the way
Wow.
that Colin Duffy just stuck the final move on men's number 2 in a top here for Natalia Grossman on women's number 4.
I hope we get a replay of that
Yeah,
finish from Colin.
that was wild.
Yeah, that was cool. I could just see like I was paying
I
attention
mean, he
to the right
looked
side
like
of the
he
screen.
was falling too.
Yeah.
And Hugo, the second person to figure
Oh,
out how to
nice.
get out of those
Made it to the
big
10.
volumes. Yeah, we saw Sergey up here earlier. Let's see if Hugo can actually figure out how to finish this. He has a bit more time than Sergey did when he got there. So
Ooh, nice.
Augie Chi on the left of your screen.
We might have to see the first top here, huh?
Yep.
It's a bit of a wrestly move, and
One hand, and he's going to get
Nice.
2. So a top for Hugo Hoyer. He will end his round with a top, which is the best way to end a round.
it's the first top of men's 5
Yeah.
as well.
So now, and he has that'll be his second top of the round. Putting him, he was already moved above Charlie Barron just with getting the zone there. So
Nice. So
2 tops.
puts him in
still,
a pretty good spot.
Yeah. Yep. 2 tops is still what it's taking to be in those higher ranked positions right now. Again, all the athletes will be moving on to the next round of climbing, but rank in each round is so important to add to your overall rank going into national team selection. Adrian closer than we've seen anyone get on that move, and Brooke Rabatou back up on women's number 2. Trying to figure out this final move here that has proven to be so difficult for every athlete that's been on the wall, with no one figuring it out, as Augie Chi is setting up nicely for the top here. Just has to keep the tension and the balance. Oh, so close.
As long as he doesn't rush it.
Oh, Cosmo Rothfork and Augie Chi topping at the same time. So much excitement there. Wow, that was absolutely incredible. We're going to go to a 1-minute commercial and be back with more action. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. Lots of action before we went away with Cosmo Rothberg getting the first top of men's number 4. And here we have Melina Costanza on women's number 2 getting up into the pinch. Yet to see this boulder topped by any of the women yet, so maybe she will be the one to do it. We'll have to wait and see. Plenty of time left on the clock. On the left of your screen, Nikaya Sanders on women's number 3. And here we have Ben Hanna brushing up men's number 4. We just saw Cosmo Rothberg get the first top. It's actually kind of fun that they're climbing back to back because a couple weeks ago at Nationals, Ben was mentioning like he's known Cosmo since he was a little kid. They're both from New Mexico. So cool to see him in the last couple of years be on the elite circuit and start to be successful and getting to climb with him here. So I'm sure he heard the loud roars back in the warm-up area or the transit area where the athletes are in between boulders. Ooh, I liked that method. That was an interesting method from Annalise Van Hong on women's number 5. And Nikaya Sanders is starting to work her way.
I think we got a top on men's 2 already.
Yep, let's double check those results. As both Nikaya and Melina are setting. Oh, and our first top of women's number 3. That was so exciting. Nikaya
really cool.
doing an incredible job there. I always talk about how it's not just her shoulder flexibility, but she has so much strength in her shoulders in a way that like is unique. It's so cool to see her style on the wall, and that definitely was a body position that those skills really lended themselves to. And wow, so exciting to see her get that one done. That means there's still just one boulder to be topped in the round of boulders for the women. That number 2 we still haven't seen.
And I think all.
I think Melina's on it right
now. Yeah.
So we'll see if she can make it happen. Annalise setting up for that opening jump move on women's number 5. Wow. That was really cool. She definitely didn't need to do it that way, but I really love that she did some extra coordination.
It was so casual too.
It really was. She just floated it.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Setting up for the top here.
Man.
It's so interesting, huh, right? That it's not the hardest last move, but you really have to stand up into it, and every athlete so far has definitely undershot it. Actually, I think Lucy on her first attempt, she still did undershoot it a bit, but was able to catch the drop in her shoulder, which was insane.
She like really pushed up into it.
She did have less time left. So Melina Costanza being our last hope for a top here. Oh, is she getting a brush or calling it? It looked like, it looks like she's calling it.
Her hand motion was a brush, but
It
then
really
she was walking away.
It was. We'll have to see if she comes back. But yeah, that was my sign for brush.
Yeah.
But Vale Everett on men's number 3. Seen it topped, I think, 3 times now, with Augie Chi being the most recent top. Struggling to get around that corner. Oh, I love this
So
method
nice,
from Annalise. It is so cool.
So smooth.
See if she can figure out the right body position to get into this finish hold. Definitely capable, as Ben Hanna just takes a moment, rest, reset.
Double top.
It would be really cool. There we go. She hit it so much better this time. Still needs to get 2 hands on to get that control. And
So
Annalise
good.
Van Hong will end her round with the top. Great way to end it for her, as Ben Hanna's running down the clock before his final attempt here on men's number 4. We've seen it topped once by
Seems like
Cosmo.
he's not gonna.
Oh, just undershoots it. Really good effort there from Ben Hanna. Still has one more boulder in the round for him. This round 2. Nice look here again at Annalise Van Hong's top of women's number 5. Running down that clock too in an attempt here for Ben Hanna. So close. Not enough time left. Maybe if he had another minute, could have made it happen, but great climbing from both of those athletes. And another look here at the leaderboard. Hugo Hoyer in that number 1 spot with 2 tops, followed by Charlie Barron also with 2 tops. And Cosmo Rothberg has those 2 tops there. Remember, tops are awarded 25 points, and then the zones are 10 points in this round of competition. So those all get added together, which is why you get those totals at the end. but I always think it's nice to just point out tops in general as well,
Yeah.
just to see how the round is going in terms of finishing boulders. Granted, if you get all the zones and someone just gets a top, you know, you can easily pass people with points in that way. Which I do like this scoring system personally. Like, obviously it's important to top things, but being able to be rewarded for actual zones in a number form, I think is nice. Brooke Rabbit on the left of your screen on women's number 3, and Adriana Kiko-Clark on the right of your screen on women's number 4.
Both looking so comfortable in these moves.
Yeah, Brooke making quick work right here.
Oh.
A little slip there. Adrian nicely on her feet, trusting them really well. Another athlete who has really good footwork.
Ooh.
Wow. I was going to say she's falling out, but it looked like she was going to be able to hold it there for a second.
I think with that move, if you try to search for the zone around the corner, it pushes you out of the wall, you know, because you're like leaning back.
You want to more just worry about your feet and stand on
Yeah.
them.
And if you're, I mean, you can kind of tell the general area where it is, but the athletes that have stuck it, they have trusted just like reaching over and like feeling around for it.
Yeah. Versus looking.
Yeah.
Such subtleties, especially in slab climbing. Brooke Rabbit back up to where we saw her moments ago. See if she can
Wonder
get a
which
top
method.
here. We saw Nikaya Sanders get one a couple minutes ago, and really good body position there. Just a little too much momentum, I think, so she'll have to just tone it down a little bit. Adrian back. She just moves into that middle volume position really easily.
There we go. No, she's not looking for it with her eyes.
Yep, just
feeling
feeling for
around
it.
for it.
It is the way. Augie Chi back up on men's number 4. Only seen a top from Cosmo Rothfork earlier. But Augie definitely another athlete who's plenty capable, and Brooke Rabbit is back up on women's number 3, setting up for the top. Of course, Brooke is a 2-time Olympian and a Olympic silver medalist, and Adriana Kiko-Clark will walk away with the top of women's number 4 with plenty of time left, so she can rest for the rest of her climbing time and then have another 5 minutes to rest in between rotations, which is always the best, especially when you're climbing so many boulders.
Yeah.
Again, this round of competition, adding a 5th boulder into round 2, and normally in a semifinal you would see only 4 boulders, but for the purpose of, you know, training and team selection, we thought the 5th boulder would be appropriate.
For setting, and I guess it kind of ties into the 5 boulders, I think leaning more into the feel of like World Cup qualies, and a lot of the athletes have trouble that make it onto just cheering on the crowd there. A lot of the athletes have trouble making it out of qualies, and so I think this like 5 boulders for 2 rounds is a better format for them.
Oh, so close for Brooke. Yeah,
Just in terms of practice and what
yeah,
they're going to see.
practicing those hard 5 boulders in a
Yeah.
round, but having it in 2 rounds in a row. So then hopefully when they get to that 1 round of 5 boulders at a World Cup, they're able to, you know, have the fitness and the comfortability and the confidence really to get out of that round, hopefully, and into the semifinal. Colin's struggling on this opening section of number 3 a little more than I would have assumed that he would. This method that Brooke just figured out, I think, will be really good for her and should work. We'll have to see if she's able to get it done in the time left on the clock. Oh, it looks like she's going back, though. Oh, so close. Oh, wow, she's going to go again. I mean, she does climb this opening section really quickly.
Yeah, she has it dialed.
Colin's in a much better position now. Let's see if he can catch that toe hook on the stand-up move. If you just started watching, Colin is already pre-selected. Yeah, he's going with his left hand to the zone instead of right.
That might push his hips out. Oh, we have Brooke going one more time.
So Colin already on the national team, just kind of using this competition as training because he did need to qualify onto the national team for lead earlier this week, which he did. So he was already here. So he's like, why not? I will climb in the boulder competition as well. And with that, we can look at the leaderboard right now. Helen Gillette in first at the moment with those 2 tops in all of the zones. Adriana Keiko-Clark with 2 tops in all of the zones so far because she has not climbed on number 5 yet. And Natalia Grossman ends her round of competition with 2 tops and 3 zones, I believe. On to the men. 2 tops for Hugo Hoyer, all the zones. Charlie Barron, 2 tops and 3 zones, or 1 extra zone. Did not get the zone on 1 or 5. Again, all the athletes climbing later in round 3. As Melina Costanza quickly moves through women's number 3, setting up for that finish.
So she's going for the pogo method.
Oh,
Oh,
first
wow.
time we've seen someone go with 2
Double,
hands.
yeah.
Not a bad idea, again, because the way that zone hold is turned, it doesn't create a lot of opposition for you. Vale Everett on the right of your screen on men's number 4, and Nikai Sanders on women's number 4. Trusting her feet as she walks through. Saw her sister Silva Ray Sanders earlier on in the competition climbing. Made quick work with this boulder, or at least this part of the boulder. I can't. Gotta remember if she did get a top.
She got a top.
Yeah, she topped it. Vale trying to find the right amount of momentum and body position, and a quick top there for Nikai Sanders.
Very nice. She's so good on slab.
So good on slab.
So comfortable on her feet.
And she's so flexible too in general. Both her and her sister actually.
Yeah, really great mobility.
Yes, mobility.
All right.
See if Melina goes with 2. Oh, looks
Oh,
like
she's
she might
trying
try to slow it down like Brooke. Oh, so close. Man, she
knows it too.
Yeah. She looked like she was doing 3 different methods so quickly.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know which one she's actually choosing now. If you are paying attention to the scoring, you'll see that other athletes have also started to enter the competition, but we are just showing you the top 15 athletes on the broadcast. So, wow, Vale, that was cool. He's like, I'm falling, let me go back.
Yeah.
Oh, because he's trying to.
Oh, he's trying to go.
Static it a little, which like he's pretty lanky, so maybe.
It's just that.
It's a lot
You're
more
gonna have
effort.
to.
It's nice that he can like kind of
Jump
pivot.
back.
Yeah. And
Be
like, oh, actually, it's not working. Let me go back.
I think
Try
it's the
again.
same thing we saw before, though, where they just really need to whip their hips over there.
And they don't really want to do it until they're very desperate at the end of the round. See if Melina Costanza can get back up here. Set up for women's number 3. We saw Nikai Sanders complete this boulder earlier. Oh my gosh, it's like you can't get any closer. Just needs to slam that foot into that volume.
Yeah.
I do think the 2 hands creates a lot of extra momentum. I think she can do it that way, but it is making it harder to just stick that finish. Vale Everett back on men's number 4.
See?
Much
Just needs to
better,
whip it
yeah.
over.
I know it's hard not to want to do something
Yeah.
different if the original method you're trying doesn't feel like it's going to work as quickly.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is good to just go back to it. Ben Hanna on the right of your screen on his final boulder of the round. Melina climbs this opening part of the boulder so
she's
quick.
matching
Oh,
that.
that's not a bad idea. To slow it down.
Oh. But then it's hard. Oh, it's hard to get your hips over, right?
Yeah. And Vale has made it into the zone. Let's see how he approaches this finish hold. A little less time in the clock than maybe he would want for this final move, but oh, just misses it. So close. That was one of the best first attempts at that final move that we've seen so far. And Ben Hanna getting into the 10. So the 3rd athlete, I believe, that we've seen get into that 10 zone here.
With only 1 top so far.
Yeah. Doesn't need to move
No, but this
super
is
fast,
his.
but does need to move.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Does seem very powerful. It's a hard boulder for the 5th boulder of the round, too, especially after climbing 5 boulders yesterday. And Melina Costanza with a top of women's number 3 and a slam dunk. She's been so fun to watch these last couple years. I mean, she's always been fun to watch in her climbing, but, like, she's really letting her personality really shine out there, and we love to see it. We're going to go to a 1-minute commercial break and be back with more action. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. On the right of your screen, Brooke Brabatu slowly walking her way through women's number 4. I believe this is still her first attempt.
I guess
Nicely
with the time,
into that
yeah, I think
stand
so.
up. And it looks like she's going to get a top there. Beautiful inside flag. Quick work of women's number 4. On the left of your screen, Augie Chi. Trying to figure out how he wants to get through these giant holds and volumes. And Adrian Akiko Clark setting up for the jump here. A few different ways this jump has been done. It's been cool to see about, I think, 3 different methods that I've seen on screen so far. Just one stopping on that purple hold, and then purple to yellow and purple to both yellows as Colin Duffy makes some exciting moves here on men's number 4.
Oh, he's there very quickly.
Yeah, he's so much time. Again, this whole competition for him just training because he's already on the national team as a pre-selected athlete, so no pressure really at all. But again, the goal is to make sure he's prepared for the World Cup season. So he's going to want to be.
He looks the most comfortable on this yellow foot. All the other athletes have
They've
not
been
wanted to
avoiding
use it.
yeah. Or they just use it in the jump, and we really haven't seen anyone put their foot there to start.
Mm-hmm.
Did look like maybe starting like that gives you a little too much power.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian trying to do that method where you just stop on the purple. We've seen it done before. I think Chloe did it that way maybe. Hard boulders for sure, but every boulder except number 2 was topped for the women. And I think every boulder except number 1 has been topped for the men. So as far as a hard round goes, still 4 boulders topped out of 5. And that's after a whole day of climbing on 5 boulders for the athletes. So that's kind of a different scenario than we normally see anyway. So I feel like that's pretty great from a setting perspective.
Yeah.
Both Adrian and Colin setting up for the tops here. Adrian looking really good, just needs 2 hands, and she's going to end her round with a top of women's number 5. I believe that should bump her up into the first number 1 rank with 3 tops and all of the zones, giving her a score of 94.4.
It's a pretty good round for her.
A perfect score. Yeah, that's a great round for her. She climbed really well.
I guess she didn't top 2 and 3, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But she did get the 10 points on them, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, it seems like, I mean, a lot of the women have gotten, like, within the top. Actually, no, yeah. Only the top 4 right now have actually gotten all the zones, so. That they've been
going
on.
again.
See if Colin can set up a little. Oh,
nice.
Wow. Absolutely beautiful. Colin Duffy just Pure display of how strong he is, especially on one arm. Oh my gosh.
Psyched.
Really great climbing there from him. He still has one more boulder to go. And on the left of your screen, Augie Chi is working his way out of those awkward holds and volumes into the 10, taking a little shake. Done a lot of wrestling down low.
Ooh.
Oh, and I was going to say, interesting, going with the left hand there. Honestly, it looked like he rushed it a little
Yeah.
bit and wasn't really fully thinking in that moment. I mean, the clock was coming down, so it did need to move. He is still on the younger side of this competition, 18 years old, but so much experience from the youth side in the last couple of years. So cool to see him out there. Again, Hugo Hoyer still holding that #1 spot right now with 79.2 as his total score. Augie Chi 68.8 and Charlie Barron 59.7. And then Colin Duffy still has one more to climb with 59.5. So still 2 tops being the most amount topped in a round. Colin just set himself up nicely to possibly be able to get 3 tops. And Adrian Akiko Clark, the top of the women's leaderboard right now, 94.4. Helen Gillette with 79.1, and Brooke Rabatou with one more to climb with 70 points. And Nikaya Sanders also with one more to climb, 69.6. And Natalia Grossman with 69.3 already done. And 3 tops being the most tops so far for the women. And on to our next rotation of climbers. Vale Everett on his final boulder of the round of competition. Nikaya Sanders on the right of your screen on her final boulder of the round as well. Already a good first attempt there. A little too much if she's gonna, too much momentum if she's planning on stopping on the purple, which it looked like she was trying to on that attempt. But a good amount of momentum if she wants to keep moving, which we've definitely seen all 3 ways done. So
Yeah,
we'll have to see what she chooses.
Which one she'll do. Oh, she's
It
trying
looks
to
like
stop.
she's trying to stop, yeah. And she did slow it down. That time it looked
Yeah.
like much more possible to stop. Melina Costanza on women's #4. This boulder definitely feels like the easiest of the round if you're good at trusting your feet. Oh, looks
Yeah.
like now Nikaya might be going for the double to the yellow like we saw on Elise do earlier, which was cool. But if you're fighting trusting your feet, this boulder could go from very doable to impossible. So I kind of like boulders like that. It's like either it's like very flashable or like impossible, depending on your skill set and how you approach the boulder.
Oh, she's starting on the other side now.
I will say Melina Costanza does have very long legs specifically, so this start might be the hardest part of the boulder for her actually, just because of how you're sharing all your limbs on that one volume to start.
Some women, this method I was going to say. The taller women were starting it like this, where they would jump start onto it to get their hips straight up over it and then reach down.
Yeah, which again, a lot better method for her.
Oh, she's just making sure she started it correctly.
I mean, hey, not a bad idea. I was going to say it looked like she did, but in case she didn't, why not? She's still in a pretty stable position to do that.
She doesn't trust this right foot, though.
Yeah, she does
exactly.
not like it. There she goes. Vale Everett back on men's #5. Yeah, just trusting that stand-up move. So nice. Oh, a little too much momentum there.
She's rushing it.
Yeah, plenty of time, though, left on the clock for her. As Nikaya Sanders taking a few moments to figure out how she wants to approach this jump.
Oh,
That's better. That sets her up way nicer. Although, now she's going to have to, like,
Now she has to do a
match
foot
feet.
swap.
Oh, so close for Nikaya Sanders. I almost think I could hear her. We are in a room away from everyone, but I almost feel like I heard that scream through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is now a little weird to cross your feet through, but not impossible. See if she can make some corrections to make it feel a little more comfortable.
I wonder if she's going to try that again.
Oh, Nikaya
nice.
is so close. Vale trying to figure out how to get into those big holds. That star hold looks so chalky now too. That they have
Yeah.
that volume that they have to stand on.
Smear hard.
I
She's like spinning.
yeah. She's like, slow it down.
There we
Oh,
go.
hey, the spin worked. That looked a lot
Uh-huh.
closer. Really nice foot switch there for Melina. Oh man, turning this boulder into
Power bolt.
yeah, it's like a power slab. Well, kind of what I was mentioning earlier. If you're not really trusting your feet, it can definitely get really hard, really quick. 30, just over 30 seconds left. Oh my gosh, Nikai is so close.
She knows it too. Look at that.
Yeah. Luckily, the end of the boulder, I think she'll really like if she can move through it
Yeah.
quick enough. And it seems like the climbing can be quick. That shouldery press at the end, I think, will be right up her alley. There we go.
So cool.
She knows what she
Alright.
needs to do.
Come on.
There you go. It's just, I mean, that shoulder strength she has is insane. And
Very
Nikai
nice.
Sanders at top of women's number 5. That'll end her round, laying it all out there. We love to see the energy, the try hard. Beautiful climbing, and that smile.
She's always
so
so
happy. Absolutely love it. Great climbing there from Nikai Sanders. Quick look at that leaderboard. That bumps her up into second place with a 93.6, and also 3 tops in the round. All the zones. Helen Gillette, 79.1, and Brooke Rabitou still with that 5th boulder to climb. And in the 4th place rank right now, Hugo Hoyer holding strong with 79.2, followed by Augie Cheese, 68.8, Charlie Barron, 59.7. Colin Duffy still has 1 climb to go, 59.5, and Cosmo Rothberg also 1 more climb to go with 58.9 right now. Still the most tops in this round for the men is 2. As Colin Duffy brushes men's number 5 on the left of your screen and Brooke Rabitou on the right of your screen, women's number 5. Both two-time Olympians, Colin and Brooke, so they got to compete in both the combined format as well as the boulder and lead combined format. And I know LA 2028 is on their list of goals. So we'll have to see if they decide to do one discipline or two, as they both are on the national team already for lead. And Colin is pre-selected to the Boulder national team. So come 2027, we'll see if they decide to still be doing 2 disciplines or switch to 1, because they're clearly both really good at both the disciplines. So it's going to be interesting.
Colin moves through this section so quickly. Oh, dang. He like immediately pushes his back into that and gets his hips
Yeah,
up.
he's like reading it really well. And again, 2 athletes that just have so much experience on the international circuit. So with what you guys are trying to do here from the setting standpoint, this is kind of familiar territory for them. Both of them, you know, having won Boulder World Cups, and again, they're 2-time Olympians, and I believe Colin's won Lead World Cups as well.
Yeah,
Brooke's
he does
been
well.
on many a podium of Lead World Cup, so she's won Boulder World Cup. I mean, the list can go on with their accolades, but cool that they both needed to come to these competitions this year to qualify. Brooke for both the disciplines and Colin just for lead, but again, psyched to see him climbing here. It's fun for the crowd for sure, and the other athletes to get to climb with them if they haven't, you know, because we do have a lot of the younger athletes competing, and Colin looking to make quick work of men's number 5, finishing his round there with a top. Should boost him. I believe that should put him in first place. Scores haven't caught up yet. Brooke Rabitou trying to figure out how she wants to do this jump here. It looks like she's going with the stopping on the purple method, but also it kind of looks like the way she's falling, it's hard to tell if she isn't just trying to also go to the yellow hold, because her leg keeps flying so high up when she falls.
Yeah. One of her attempts, it seemed like she was trying to go both hands to yellow.
Yeah.
But we saw Nakaya. Oh, no. Yeah, didn't
Nikaya did
yeah,
it
she
that
did
way,
it.
and so
Okay.
did Annalise.
Mhm.
Let's see. That looked like more trying to stop You know, I don't remember. I didn't see JoJo so much on this boulder
Mhm.
earlier because both Brooke and JoJo are on the smaller side of the athletes in this competition. Brooke's 5'2" with a plus half an inch, so that jump is pretty big for her. I know JoJo is. I think JoJo's 5'1".
Nakaya is 5'2" as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nikai
plus
with
three.
a +3. Yeah. I mean, all that to be said, Brooke's definitely plenty capable of doing this move, but does require a bit more jumping. Yeah, JoJo's 5'1" with a +4. So I would say, like, I'd say Brooke and JoJo are like, and Sovare too, actually, is also on the smaller side. 4'10" with a +1. And I don't remember if she did this move either, but Brooke looked very close on that one.
She did.
We'll have
Just
to
30
see.
seconds
Yeah.
left, though.
Honestly, just getting the, I mean, you can climb the rest of the boulder pretty quickly too.
She just looks tired. Honestly.
I mean,
she's having trouble like with this jump.
She did climb on 5 boulders yesterday and competed in lead. It's a lot of climbing for her this week specifically, so. Oh, so close. Looks like she's gonna call it. Not the way she wanted to end this round, but still has round 3 to improve her rank later on tonight. And she's currently in 4th, so not a bad rank at all to add to her overall rank, but definitely would have liked to end with the top. So that's a look at your leaderboard. Adriana Kiko Clark, followed by Nikaya Sanders, Helen Gillette, Brooke Rabatu, and Natalia Grossman in your top 5, with Melina Costanza in 6th right now with one more boulder to go. And for the men, Colin Duffy in that #1 spot right now, followed by Hugo Hoyer, Augie G, Charles Barron, Cosmo Rothfork, and Ben Hanna. But all of the men are done now, just because if we had that hold earlier in the competition, all of the men in the 15 are done right now. The rest of the athletes in this round of competition are still climbing. So those results could change later on with those other athletes, but those were your top 15 coming out. So yes, changes can happen, but your highest qualified athletes have already climbed, so it's likely not going to move too much, but definitely could still change. Because all of our results in this round of competition are provisional on the broadcast, and you can check back at the live results later, followed by when they update those live results with the rankings to find out what those start lists look like for round 3 of competitions. Those will include all of the rankings, so that will get a sense of where everybody is ranked in terms of national team selection. As Melina Costanza has a few attempts on this jump move for her final boulder of the round. Again, Annie Sanders is pre-selected for the national team, so we will be taking the next 4 athletes in the rank onto the team to join her, and same with the men. Colin Duffy is already pre-selected, so the next highest 4 ranked men after round 3 will add to the team as well. Melina trying to figure out how to do this jump. She keeps going to doing 2 hands to the purple, then quick move to that yellow hold, but it honestly looks like she's not throwing her foot on aggressively enough in order to stick it. She does look a little tired too.
Yeah, she's not following through with her foot, but
there we go. Oh. Ooh, keeping us on our toes here. Oof, into that shoulder, just needs 2 hand to get a top. And she's gonna get it. A great way to end her round of climbing. Melina Costanza with the top of women's #5. That should bump her up. And we'll have to see where she ends up after this 1-minute commercial break. Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 National Team Trials presented by the North Face. Here is a look at your leaderboard as it pertains to the top 15 right now. So Adriana Kiko Clark with 94.4 points, Melina Costanza 93.3, Nikia Sanders 93.6, Helen Gillette 79.1, and Brooke Rabitou with 70 points. Those are your top 5 right now of the 15. And let's go ahead and take a look at the men's leaderboard. Colin Duffy with 84.3 points, Hugo Hoyer 79.2, Elijah Finn with 74.5, Augie Chi with 68.8, Charles Barron with 59.7. Those are your top 5 at the moment. And again, climbing is still happening. Our broadcast is going to be ending. Those are your top 15 right now. Keep checking the live scoring on USA Climbing's results page. And later on, you will be able to see on that result page too today's results added into the rank, which will give us our run order for tonight's round 3. So you'll be able to keep track of where people are. Round 3 happens tonight. It'll be airing at 5:30 for our broadcast. We will be showing you the top 10 athletes within the ranking system. And after that, you'll get national team later on. But Moy, thank you so much for joining me in the booth today. It was so nice to have your insight as a route setter. And again, thank you for route setting, all of your team, what you all do. It's so important. You guys have really tested the athletes this week specifically, which has been so awesome to see them have to fight and try so hard. But yeah, come back for the broadcast, 5:30. We'll be on at 5:20, 10 minutes earlier before all of the action starts. And I'm Megan Martin. Thank you again, Moy.
Yeah,
and
no
thanks
problem.
for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, can't wait to see what happens in round 3. See you all then.
For me, motivation comes from the chance to go faster and faster. I find speed pretty addicting.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do. Proud sponsor of USA Climbing.
Out here. We play different. We don't play with whistles or referees. We play with adrenaline and euphoria. We play a rough house with failure. We don't play games out here.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.